Hello, GW political junkies, and welcome to Colonial Crossfire, the top headlines. I'm Jessica Nix. What a week it has been. The 2020 election cycle got started. The president delivered his annual State of the Union address. This just a day before he was acquitted in his impeachment trial. And the UK finally left the EU. It has been an exhausting week in the news, but let's break it all down. The first round of the 2020 primary season kicked off with an interesting start. On February 3rd, voters made their way to Iowa caucus sites to cast their votes in the election, with the expectation that results would come in later in the evening. The caucus used a new app for reporting tallied votes to the Iowa Democratic Party. Precinct leaders ran into issues when trying to report the results. Inadequate training and technological bugs were just a few of the problems. With that, results did not start coming in until the following day. Now, with 100% of precincts reported, it is clear that Mayor Pete Buttigieg won the electoral vote, with Senator Bernie Sanders close behind, about 1/10 of a percentage point. Sanders did win the popular vote, but also by a narrow margin. The Democratic National Committee has now called for a recount because of the technical difficulties. Following the Iowa caucus, President Trump delivered his annual State of the Union address on February 4th. This is the second time a president has given a State of the Union during an impeachment trial, joining President Bill Clinton on the list. President Trump first refused to shake House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's hand when he took his spot at the front of the House chamber. President Trump reported that the union is stronger than ever before, with much of the speech focusing on the state of the economy. Other noteworthy moments: President Trump awarding conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh with a Presidential Medal of Freedom, and the commander-in-chief reconnecting a military family. And according to Now This, Trump averaged one false claim every 2.5 minutes. Democrats rarely cheered and Republicans were enthusiastic, but the clip of the night was when Speaker Nancy Pelosi tore up her copy of the speech at the end in a move that she stated was not planned. The day after the State of the Union, the impeachment trial wrapped up with a floor vote on both articles of impeachment. Senators voted nearly along party lines to acquit President Trump. On Article 1, Abuse of Power, Republican Senator Mitt Romney of Utah broke with his party and voted guilty. Romney is the first senator to ever vote to remove a president of their own party. On Article 2, Abuse of Congress, all senators voted along party line with an ultimate acquittal. The following day, the president delivered remarks from the East Room in the White House, harping on his acquittal and taking his time to thank Republican allies in Congress and in the White House. After months of failed plans and speculation and the ousting of a prime minister, the United Kingdom officially left the European Union on January 31st. The UK is now in a transition period until December, waiting on a free trade agreement to be created. The EU currently operates on a free trade agreement with goods moving across the region with no extra charges or checks. If no trade deal is agreed upon, tariffs will be placed on goods moving from the UK into the EU. Other deals also need to be brokered, including data sharing and security, licensing and regulation of medicine, and aviation standards. That's all from Colonial Crossfire after a busy week. We'll see you next time.